For the introduction of the lineups, let's go to the public address.
Number 4, Johnny Newman. At forward from Virginia Union, 6'9", number 34, Charles Oakley. Center from Georgetown, 7 foot, number 33, Patrick Ewing. Guard from St. John's, 6'3", number 13, Mark Jackson. And guard from Tennessee Chattanooga, 6'6", number 21, Gerald Wilkins. The head coach of the Knicks, assistant coaches Stu Jackson, Jim O'Brien, and Ralph Miller.
So there are the New York Knicks who come off the 128-126 loss in Atlanta on Tuesday night, and the Knicks now have lost 3 in a row on the road. So they are 6 up, 7 down away from Madison Square Garden. Now the dramatic introduction of the Chicago Bulls.
Starting it forward from Clemson, 6'10", number 54, Horace Grant. Forward from Central Arkansas, 6'7", number 33, Scottie Pippen. At center from San Francisco, 7'1", number 24, Bill Cartwright. At guard from Michigan State, 6'2", number 11, Sam Vincent. Guard from North Carolina, 6'6", number 23, Michael Jordan.
I don't know, John, you think Charles Oakley misses this kind of introduction?
Absolutely. This is sensational. Boy, if you don't want to jump out of your sneakers tonight, you never will.
Well, earlier we talked with Charles Oakley about going up against his former teammates, the Chicago Bulls, and we asked, how does he approach tonight's game?
I'm up for the game. I think in New York, it was early this season. I wanted to win so bad that I really didn't play that well. But, I'm just going to play my game, relax, and just come out and do what I've been doing for the last 23, 24 games.
Well, in that earlier meeting at Madison Square Garden, it was opening night in New York. Charles Oakley did not have a strong game against the Bulls. Very quiet, 27 minutes, 3 for 9, only 6.6 rebounds. And you brought up the point at the start. You were wondering how he would react. Will he try too hard? And perhaps that was the case opening night at the Garden.
Well, he's enough of a pro to play as he just suggested normally, but there'll be a little something sparkling there.
And the officials, Jess Kersey on the right, Bob Delaney in the middle, and by way of the CBA, the rookie Ted Bernhardt, Cartwright and Ewing, teammates a year ago on the opening tip, and the Knicks control. Jackson trying to hit Newman a little bit too much on it, and it will be Chicago ball.
Funny, Jackson in the last 3 games has only averaged a turnover a game. An area where in some games he had been subject to a lot of turnovers, but not lately until that one.
That's a remarkable statistic when you consider how often Mark Jackson handles the ball. Here's Vincent. So the Bulls with a 2-0 lead. Jackson and Wilkins at the guards. Oakley with Newman and Ewing up front. Here's Jackson. And rebounded by Jordan. Just on the way in Chicago. Michael Jordan slicing it home.
Boy, it made that look easy.
Bulls with a 4-0 lead. Newman is guarded by Jordan. Ewing. And the foul. It's on Cartwright.
Teams first.
There has been some dissatisfaction here in Chicago Some strong quotes from the likes of Sam Vincent, who's not happy that he's not seeing the ball as frequently as he would like. And Horace Grant also complaining that he has not been part of the offense the way he would desire. Ewing with the Knicks' first bucket of the game, and Ewing looking sharp as we open up.
Very interesting conversation with John Bach, assistant coach, before the game about that conversation that Horace Grant had. He was very candid, specifying minutes played, shots he's gotten, very unhappy. And John Bach reminded him that he was speaking to a former investigative reporter when he gave that interview, to be a little more careful next time he has an interview.
Scottie Pippen providing a 6-2 lead. Newman on the follow, and rebounded by Vincent.
Because Grant denied all the statements that were in the paper. He said, hey, Bach said that reporter didn't make mistakes.
Off the steal, Jackson challenging Vincent. Rebound Oakley. Fans wanted to travel, and Grant comes away with it. Ewing back, Vincent on a pull-up. And the Bulls off to a fast start. They lead 8-2.
Excellent home record of 8-3. No accident. They're a tough team here. The feeling has been, having lost a couple of games recently, that they haven't been going well. They're very close to their record last year, 15-12 a year ago. They're not that far off.
Jordan. And rebounded by Newman. You know, you look at the quotes from Grant, and if you substitute the name Oakley, it appeared that it was Oakley talking a year ago. Same type of unhappiness. Loose ball foul called on Oakley. Well, Tuesday night, the Knicks received a scare 14 seconds into the game against the Atlanta Hawks. Patrick Ewing went down. And that was not the play we were looking for. Here it is. Ewing went down, and Doc Rivers fell on him, and Ewing was forced out of the ball game. And then was able to return, although he appeared to be a bit on the tentative side, but did come back in. And as I mentioned earlier, took part of the walkthrough today, and apparently is all right, says the knee's tender, but this is 109th consecutive start. Newman.
Yes.
Newman's looking forward to repeat what happened in the first meeting. 12 out of 15 and a career high 35 points against the Bulls.
Off the turnover, Jackson coughs it up. Wild sequence. And the Knicks now trail 8-6.
That'll be one of the more interesting assists Mark Jackson will have this year.
Jordan got the step. Nice play. And Oakley will go to the foul line.
What a pass by Jackson. He saved something special for these Bulls, where last year in 5 games he had 74 assists. And even this season, Oakley right inside, can't put that ball down. This year, 13 assists, one of his better games, certainly, along with 20 points. He seems to penetrate very well against the Bulls. The assists seem to come much easier against this team for Mark Jackson. Oakley getting in so close, does not have the great spring in his legs to jam that ball, and that's why he seems to miss a lot of shots around the basket. Boy, he has muscles.
So the Knicks down 8-7. Benson calling out a play. And the whistle away from the ball, the foul against Chicago.
Bill Cartwright with a pick that certainly got Michael Jordan loose. But the official felt he was moving when he set the pick. He's not allowed.
Second on Cartwright, and he will sit down. Dave Corzine checked in.
Another complainer. Say that numerously, although he hasn't been getting playing time. 4 minutes gone by, and
the Bulls lead 8-7. They get 10-7. San Vincent. Jackson, that's 2-point range. Rebound Grant. Bulls on the run. 3-on-2. Pippen give it back. Nice play. Horace Grant extending that Chicago lead to 12-7. Oakley putting the move down low on Horace Grant. So Oakley with the bucket. He now has 3. And the Knicks trail 12-9.
Corzine has not been getting the minutes this year. 8 minutes last game, 8 the game before, 4 before that. The reason for that is that Bulls have been committed to Cartwright. They want him to get the minutes. They just haven't been enough for Corzine. He's the kind of player that needs at least 15 minutes to get loose.
And Vincent, here's the Bulls, a 14-9 lead. Wilkins, three-point attempt. Yes. Gerald Wilkins.
Sensational. What a move.
Michael Jordan comes in averaging 35.4 per game. Leads the NBA in steals. Look to pick that one off of the foul is called. Oakley picks it up. That's his second. And Doug Collins of the Bulls calls for a timeout. 6:22 remaining. First quarter, Bulls lead by 4.
If the Bulls score 120 points or more and
Tuesday night in Atlanta, a little extracurricular action between Charles Oakley and Rod Strickland. And the fines were handed out today. I mentioned at the time Rod Thorne would be taking a quick look at this one, and Oakley was fined $2,000 and Doc Rivers $1,500. So that was announced earlier today. As we get back to the live action, and Horace Grant able to hit on a second field goal. 18-12, Bulls lead by 6.
He got inside Charles Oakley. That's a no-no defensively. There's a lighter side to that story, Mark, which we'll have to get into later, into that fight episode.
Mark Jackson cuts it down to 18-14.
After the game, a lot of the players converged for a post-game soft drink or so at Scott Hastings' restaurant in Atlanta, and the game was being televised on WWOR late night, and they all sat around watching it. Both teams actually were there, members of both teams, and the combatants were there, Doc Rivers and Oakley. And they got real close to the set when the fight came up, and a lot of smiling and laughing and silly remarks, particularly at Dominique Wilkins removing his brother Gerald from the pile. A lot of light moments, and it turned out to be not that serious between all the fellows.
And I'm told right after the fight was seen that it was a delayed telecast. Rivers, as Jordan fired from three-point range, both Rivers and Oakley left. They've seen enough. Nice save, and Pippen making his second consecutive start. Looking to set it up against Newman. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Corzine off the mark. And last touch by Tucker. Now Kenny Walker has checked in. So Rick Pitino making some substitutions. Green, Tucker, Walker on the floor along with Ewing and Jackson. Pippen will throw it in. Scottie Pippen replacing Brad Sellers in the starting lineup Tuesday night against Cleveland. Here is Jordan trying to give it up, and the Knicks deflecting it out of bounds.
Green covered Corzine well on that play, denying the pass.
Chicago ball.
Bulls have 21 on the shot clock. Corzine with his first field goal.
Ewing can play him tight when he faces him because Corzine doesn't have the first step to go around Ewing. Can't give Corzine room.
Ewing getting in. Rebound Grant. Pippen. And last touch by Green, so Chicago maintains possession. Eddie Wilkins replacing Patrick Ewing, at least with a field goal for two. Wilkins came on early with Ewing hurting his knee in the Atlanta game and provided a brief spark, played well. Jordan. As it appeared, the Knicks had handled the inbounds pass very well, and Michael Jordan now with 6 points has given the Bulls an 8-point lead. The Knicks call a 20-second timeout.
Bulls fans can get all of the latest breaking Bulls news by calling the West Coast Video Chicago Bulls hotline at 337-BULLS. Updated daily.
Bulls looking very quick now. Of course, Jordan got lucky, got the bounce. He deserves one of those once in a while. They don't happen often for him, but the Bulls are looking quick, explosive out there. They're playing at a higher level of effectiveness, certainly, than the Knicks are at the moment.
Mentioned the name Scott Hastings, one-time New York Knick, now member of the Miami Heat. He had a funny quote the other day. He said that he's mentioned so frequently in the same sentence with Boston Celtics Larry Bird. And they say, how's that? Well, they say, Scott Hastings. He's no Larry Bird. That's from Scott, please.
Oh, a sit-down comic in the works.
He does not provide stand-up, though, at his bar and grill in Atlanta. Walker. Pippen got a piece of it. Green able to keep it alive. And here comes Jordan for Pippen. The Bulls by 10, 24-14.
That's a playoff, major force.
And Walker out of bounds. Jack Haley, a rookie from UCLA, on the floor for the first time. And Rod Strickland, it's a nice hand from the crowd, played his college ball here in Chicago at DePaul. So Strickland in, as is John Exon.
These are such valuable minutes that Eddie Wilkins is getting, relieving Patrick Ewing. Great opportunity for him.
Strickland with the steal, and he stepped out. So the Bulls get it back.
Eddie Wilkins should do well against Corzine. On paper anyway, he should be able to hang with him and certainly score with him.
Now the Knicks to the trap. That's Haley with it. Paxson. Pippen from three. And Wilkins comes away with it. Strickland on the penetration. Yes, and it counts. He got the call on the continuation.
Amazing move. Just didn't seem the opening was there in the middle. Look at the people there. He's got to go through two people, split them both, then go and throw an absolutely wild shot off the board, which he makes quite easily.
Paxson committed the foul. Timeout has been called. We'll be right back.
Coca-Cola, catch the wave, boat. Winston. By the Chicago.
For the most exciting New York Knicks season in years. Tickets for all home games beginning February 2nd through the end of the season go on sale January 10th at the Garden box office and by calling Ticketmaster at 212-307-7171. Plan to get your second half Knicks tickets now.
Rod Strickland completing the three-point play by hitting the foul shot. Good pressure on the inbounds, but Paxson able to get it down. Here is Corzine. 24-17, Knicks down by 7. 2.5 remaining. first quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres from Chicago Stadium. Wilkins on the fadeaway, and Walker slams it home.
More than impressive.
Bulls by 5, 24-19. Pippen. And Wilkins on the rebound. Michael Jordan sitting down now, getting a rest. Craig Hodges has come on.
Hodges, an outstanding three-point shooter, guarding the best in the NBA at that area now. He's not giving Tucker any room.
Wilkins, yes. What a move by Wilkins right at Corzine. The Knicks on a roll have cut it to a three-point lead, 24-21. Well, the Bulls handling the trap. Hodges for Corzine. Hodges from three. And again the rebound for Wilkins. And the Knicks second unit doing a good job. Strickland saw the opening. Now pulls it up. Rebound Green. Corzine got a piece of it. And on the Chicago ball, Green lost it. Out of bounds. Here is Brad Sellers, who has had his ups and downs, and here's it from the crowd. Scottie Pippen has taken over in the starting lineup the last couple of ball games.
Sellers started 23 of the 25 games coming in tonight for this team. Crowd sprinkling some booze at Sellers.
Hodges with a three-point bomb. So Craig Hodges, who was acquired from Phoenix in a deal for Ed Neely, and a second-round draft pick, has given the Bulls a 6-point lead. Just under 1 minute remaining, first quarter. Nice move by Green, and he was hacked solidly by Jack Haley. Jack Haley was drafted by the Bulls 2 years ago, played in Europe last season after his career at UCLA.
Green went to the basket very strong on that move. He had some room, and that was pretty impressive. When he puts the ball on the floor a lot, he will lose it or it will get stolen. But there were no defenders around to bother Green on that move, which was strong. Hodges, by the way, came over here, as you mentioned, Marv, for Ed Neely, and also the Bulls gave up their 89 second round draft pick. Hodges came here 2 weeks ago.
Bulls by 5 with 50 seconds remaining first quarter. And Paxson starts it again. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Wilkins on a reach-in. Fourth team foul committed by the Knicks. That's the first on Wilkins.
Because every minute that Michael Jordan is on the bench is a relief for the other team.
Well, that knee is tender, although he did put home 43 points in the losing effort against the Cavaliers on Tuesday. Tucker with the steal, terrific anticipation, and then feeds Wilkins.
But Sellers impassively stands there and lets that dunk go over his head.
27-24, Bulls by 3. 20 seconds left, first quarter, 16 on the shot clock.
Sellers is 7 feet tall.
Well, his soft reputation has continued. He lost his starting job in the playoffs last season.
He's being guarded by Strickland, and he doesn't even go into the basket and scream for the ball.
Wilkins from Strickland, yes, and it counts. So Eddie Wilkins has come on and once again has done a nice job.
Knicks capitalizing on attentiveness to defense now. Strickland right in the middle of it. Steals that ball. Also goes for the big man just as Trent Tucker did moments ago. So Eddie Lee, Marv, taking advantage now of these minutes he's got.
Hodges trying to help out, committed that foul. Haley took a lot of time with just a couple of seconds left in this first quarter, and the Knicks able to come back after a slow start. And after one here in Chicago, the Bulls 27, the Knicks 26. Last off-season involving Charles Oakley and Bill Cartwright, plus the exchange of draft picks. The Bulls getting the number 11 pick and went for Will Perdue, who has seen very little daylight, and then Rod Strickland, taken by the Knicks, number 18 in the draft. Rod played his college ball at DePaul, and these stats have been printed on a daily basis here in the Chicago papers, so they have really been rubbing it in. Of course, Perdue is a long-term project and does not figure to see much playing time this season, but right now it's a tremendous deal, obviously, for the Knicks.
Knicks getting results fast, but the Bulls, in their desperate attempt to get a middle scorer, are committing to Cartwright, and that's affecting Corzine and Perdue's minutes.
Underway second quarter, Bulls by 1, 27-26. Knicks remain the same, going with the second unit. Haley missed the tip. Rebound Green. Michael Jordan continues to set. Haley off the rebound. Here comes Paxson with Strickland back. Paxson fires.
Very important ingredient to the Bulls, outside shooting. Paxson comes off an 0 for 4 game, shooting 46%, well below last year, and the Bulls really need that shooting. They're getting it tonight, though.
Yes, an excellent shooting start. Chicago now 14 for 27. Wilkins and Haley off the boards. Crowd reacts. They thought Strickland should have been called for the foul. Haley missed the layup. Mark Jackson, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley getting set to return. Strickland. It was an interesting move. He wanted to give it up, could not find anyone.
Amazed he got that good a shot.
There's Hodges fouled by Green.
A prime example, though, of going in the air without knowing exactly your plan and how it can get you in trouble.
Number 33, Patrick Ewing.
Substitutions as Oakley, Jackson, and Ewing return. Horace Grant and Bill Cartwright are back for the Bulls. Cartwright picked up 2 early fouls and then sat down.
Sidney Green all over the play. However, it was physical. This man can mean a lot to the Bulls, who have been searching for consistent outside shooting. It seems Sam Vincent, their ball handling guard, has had a lot of problems this year. Talking to the coaching staff before the game, one of the problems Vincent is having is deciding what to do with the basketball. Does it go to Jordan? Does it go inside to Grant? Does it go directly to Cartwright? And his decision-making has not been as good as it should be or can be, although tonight he got off to a very good start. But that has been a problem for Sam Vincent.
And he played so well last year, had some excellent games against the Knicks. Right now, Bulls have a backcourt of Paxson and Hodges. Here's Ewing. Yes. Patrick Ewing with a second bucket. And the Bulls by 3, 31-28.
If anybody knows that Ewing does, he can shoot jump shots, and Cartwright will not go up and try and block him.
Cartwright. And the ball goes to the Knicks. The Knicks have a backcourt of Jackson and Tucker. Oakley, Walker, and Ewing are up front. Ewing wants the ball as he sets up against Cartwright. Now some double team help, but he got it back for Jackson. Here's Oakley and the foul.
That's a nightmare for the Bulls to see Brad Sellers matched with Oakley in a rebounding situation, because you know Sellers will be behind Oakley. And here we're going to take a look at it. Oh, what a good shot this is. Now shot goes up. There's Oakley right around the ball. Sellers cannot get around him.
Sellers called for the foul, and Oakley seeking to tie the game. He's 1 for 2 from the foul line. The Knicks and the Bulls even at 31 as Michael Jordan gets set to return. 6 points for Oakley. Horace Grant showing us the outside touch. He has 6, Bulls by 2.
Have to think that Jordan is hurting a little bit because the minutes he got were a little longer than normal on the bench.
Jackson with a gorgeous maneuver. Mark Jackson with a second field goal, and the game is tied at 33.
Also with Jordan on the bench, the Knicks have come right back into this game.
With pressure by the Knicks. And Cartwright fouled by Walker. Walker on a switch got caught on the big man.
Number 7.
Interesting point about Bill Cartwright from the coaching perspective of the Bulls. They find he is a difficult target, although on this play, he's got a mismatch with Kenny Walker on him, so he's easy for the other teammates to see. But Bill Cartwright, in his hustling and bustling to get position, doesn't stay in one position. He's always going left, right. You can picture him moving around so much. It's tough to hit a target like that, a big man like that, if he doesn't stay stationary and receive the ball.
Nice move by Cartwright. That's his first field goal. He is 1 for 3 from the field.
So they're trying to get him to stick that arm out, or both arms, because he's better receiving with 2 hands than 1.
And Newman drew the foul. That's something you don't think about. Ewing, on the other hand, is a good target. The question, the hands, which are not good for a big man, but he does establish a terrific position. Third quarter, the Bullets leading the Rockets 72-67.
Cartwright also is difficult because he dishes out so much backwards punishment to the defensive man. That detracts from him visually being a target when you think about it.
Bulls have a 1-point lead, 35-34. Hodges from 3. So Craig Hodges with his second 3-point field goal, and the Knicks turn it right back over. Bulls by 4. Jordan with the change of pace. Michael Jordan with 8 points.
Parker did very well. Kept him from penetrating, made him go fade away. Can't stop that.
And Rick Pitino has called for time. To Chicago Stadium, 17,488 on hand capacity crowd. And the Bulls lead the Knicks 40-34. 4 minutes in, second quarter. Johnny Newman converting his second field goal. He is 5. And the Knicks down by 4. Sellers back to help out. And Sellers stepped out.
It's how a player reacts also to adversity. Sellers kind of shaking his head, I stepped out. Fans pick that up. Fans want to see, if a guy steps out of bounds, he wants to see the guy kick himself, at least mentally out there, and be unhappy about it.
Here is Oakley. Oh, what a tip by Ewing. And the Bulls lead is down to 2. Well, the crowd has been all over Brad Sellers, and at times they have overreacted, and he's kind of a sensitive young man. Here's Jordan off the pass from Sellers, and I think the crowd has affected his play here at home.
Precisely. I was told that the crowd here has, exactly as you said, Mark, affected his game. Not as much on the road. The comparison was made to the Knicks fans' reaction to Kenny Walker last year and how that affected him, supposedly. Only Kenny Walker knows, but of course that's gone away this year. Kenny Walker has played so well, and the fans naturally going with the good results. But Sellers is in a rough period in his career right now. He's certainly getting the opportunity, though.
Gerald Wilkins back. Trent Tucker committed that foul to put Michael Jordan on the line. 10 points for Jordan. And the Bulls by 4, 42-38. So the Knicks are back to their starting lineup. Jackson guarded by Jordan. And Ewing crunched. Jordan helping out on the double up and committed the foul.
Another example of Jordan's interest in defense. Look how long he hangs up in the air, getting Ewing when he finally goes up. Jordan, last year's Defensive Player of the Year. No matter how much you talk about Jordan, you can't spend enough time talking about his defense. And even this year, he's leading the league in steals, and at a pace better than last year when he led the league in steals. So he's committed, certainly effectiveness, even more so than last year.
He also led the Bulls last season in blocked shots, which at first might be impressive, but this is not exactly a group that is known for blocking shots. But still, when you talk about a guard leading your club and rejections, it is a most unusual statistic. 42-40 the Bulls by 2. 5 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Scottie Pippen racing it down. Nice feed. And the foul. Cartwright will go to the line.
Impressive move by Pippen, going the length of the court, not losing the dribble, fading to the middle and setting up Cartwright perfectly. That pass was delivered in a manner Cartwright did not have to dribble the ball.
Foul committed by Wilkins. Bulls by 4. Newman played tightly by Pippen. Oakley guarded by Grant. Look out. And again, Bulls call for the fouls. They doubled up on Ewing. Cartwright slammed the floor and had some words with the official, Jess Kersey, and a technical foul was called on Cartwright.
Technical foul.
I don't think the official minds the complaint, but when it gets visual and it shows the crowd that the player is making it sort of a demonstration, that's what gets the technical foul call.
Gerald Wilkins will shoot the technical. The Knicks trail by 3, 44-41. Dave Corzine now replacing Bill Cartwright, who committed his third foul. That is what stirred him up.
I don't think Doug Collins, who's a fighter himself, minds Bill Cartwright acting like that.
And Collins had some words directed at Jess Kersey. So Cartwright sitting down with 4 points. Jackson now guarded by Hodges. Oakley going down low. And Jordan soaring for the rebound. Jordan off a triple pump through the foul. Wilkins committing his second, and Michael Jordan will go to the line. 15th foul committed by the Knicks. Hodges replaced by Vincent. And the hand for Hodges, who hit 2 3-point bombs. Chicago Bulls with a record of 13-12. They've dropped their last 2. Tuesday night, they lost here to Cleveland, 107-96. Cavaliers now 20-5. They've won 7 in a row. Bulls hearing the boos from the crowd. Their previous game, the Bulls lost to the Charlotte Hornets, 103-101. They had won 3 straight before the 2 losses, including a win over the Lakers by 13 points. And you look at that record, John, and you have to note that 11 of the first 15 were on the road for Chicago, making for a difficult start. Jackson getting it out. Wilkins from 3.
Yes, it got better in December as they were home more often, and like most teams, they won more games.
It will be Nick Ball. Rick Pitino calling out a play.
Jackson rebounding with anybody.
And it was deflected out by Vincent. Ewing setting the pick. Here's Wilkins. Rebound Corzine. Alley-oop. And it counts.
Spectacular play. Jordan outleaping Johnny Newman, who can climb himself. Oh, what the fans don't get when you see a replay. And another angle. Oh, perfect.
Newman called on his first
How many
foul.
ways do you want it? Johnny Newman's one guy who's happy he doesn't have to look at that again.
Jordan with 13, and the Bulls lead 47-41. 5:50 to go in this first half.
Horace Graham overplaying Oakley.
Ewing stripped by Jordan. 3-on-1. Pippen.
And Ewing has to learn something, just as Jordan has to adjust to double and triple teaming. Got to be aware of Jordan, where he is when he gets the ball.
Oh, what a pass from Jackson. Newman on the recovery. And a traveling violation call.
If Jordan's going to come in and block Ewing's shots or shot attempts, that means Jordan's man is wide open. Patrick Ewing has to think that way.
Rick Pitino upset that there was no foul call when Ewing was stripped. Ewing on the overplay, and Jordan took advantage. 15 for Jordan, and the Bulls open up a 10-point lead. It's their biggest of the night. Newman from 3. And here come the Bulls again. 3-on-1. Pippen. The Knicks looking for a timeout. The crowd responds with 4:48 left first half. The Bulls 53 and the Knicks 41. Coach Greg McCready's, and he will be the subject of our halftime feature. And there is Charles Oakley making his first appearance as a Knick back here in Chicago. Tucker from 3. The Knicks are now 1 for 6 from three-point range. They're down by 12. Jordan on the pull-up and rebounded by Wilkins. So Rick Pitino making some changes. He has pulled the first unit. Not happy with what took place.
By the same token, Scott Pippen is adding a big punch to the Bulls. Boy, was he up high in that last rebound.
Rod Strickland with his second field goal. He has 5, and Jordan beating the Knicks down. Michael Jordan with 17.
That was only a 7 on the dunk meter. Jordan had a lot of time. He just did not get that creative.
Bulls with a good trap. Here's Jordan. And Tucker called for the foul.
Tucker claiming he did not touch Jordan. Tell it to someone else, Trent. No sympathy in this place. Here he goes, another good angle. I think Jordan's reaction drew the foul as much as anything, as he lost balance as Tucker breezed by him.
Knicks shooting only 38% for the game. The Bulls just under 60%. 18 for Jordan, who sat a long time. We mentioned the knee problem, but he's come on strong since he was reinserted here in the second quarter by Doug Collins.
To show you how special he is. Nice move by Eddie Lee Wilkins. The team has a lead. He leaves the lineup for a while, 6 minutes or so. Knicks come right back in, establish themselves. Jordan comes back, and they have a comfortable lead again. I mean, at the professional level, for one man to have such an impact is quite amazing.
The Bulls have their biggest lead of the night, 13-point margin. Strickland, yes, Rod Strickland with 7. And the Bulls lead by 11. Delay of game called on the Knicks. Sidney Green. That's their first warning. And Green applying the pressure on the inbounds from Pippen. Here's Jordan in the race with Tucker. Jordan and Vincent in the backcourt. Pippen, who can handle the ball well, up front with Grant and Corzine. Cartwright sitting down after picking up his third. Strickland off the steal. Walker. Yes.
He is so slick with the ball. Left-hand delivery to Walker. Strickland, that is.
Bulls 56, Knicks 47. Pressure on Strickland, steals and hits. He stole from Jordan and then converted.
Over Jordan, who elected not to jump, thought he could psych out Strickland with his presence.
Well, Rod Strickland while attending DePaul, saw a lot of Michael Jordan as a spectator here at Chicago Stadium the last 3-4 years, and you know that he enjoyed that one, and he has cut the Chicago Bull lead down to 7 in a terrific first half for Strickland, who now has 9 points, 2:53 left in this first half. The Bulls led by as many as 13 and now lead at 56-49.
Another look at Rod Strickland's quickness. Jordan getting that pass up court. Ball just coming right out of the hands and into the hands of Strickland, who goes right over Michael Jordan.
A reminder, Saturday at 1 on the Madison Square Garden Network. It'll be New York Ranger hockey as the Rangers go against the Chicago Blackhawks starting at 1 p.m. Rangers coming off the home-and-home sweep of the New Jersey Devils, led by their newest addition, Harry Wilson, who is off to a spectacular start with 6 points in 2 games. Rangers of the Blackhawks, Saturday afternoon from the Garden on the MSG Network. This Knicks road trip will conclude tomorrow night in Charlotte. See the hot shooting of the Chicago Bulls here in the first half. The Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets, and that game will be seen live here on WWOR TV Channel 9 tomorrow night. And then the Knicks back home, taking on the Boston Celtics Tuesday, January 3rd. That's next Tuesday at the Garden. That is already a sellout. And the Celtics tonight trailing the Dallas Mavericks 48-40. Boston at 12-13 on the season. Houston with a 6-game winning streak on the line, trailing the 7-17 Washington Bullets. Pippen over. Scottie Pippen with his 5th field goal. He has 10, and the Bulls lead 58-49.
In Pippen's second start of the season tonight, he's giving Doug Collins plenty.
Wilkins gets it back out. 3-point attempt. Tucker. Trent Tucker with the 3-point bomb, and it cuts the Bull lead down to 6.
That was a tough one. Pippen was right on him, too.
Knicks now 2 of 7 from downtown. Jordan over Wilkins. Rebounded by Green.
2 minutes remaining in the half.
2 minutes remaining in this first half. Green posting on Grant, who will not allow him possession. Here's Sidney. Rejected by Corzine. And again, but the foul this time. Corzine called for his second, and Green to the line.
Well, Corzine has 8 blocks this season in 25 games. Make it 10 after this sequence. Good timing by him on Sidney Green, but Green succeeded in drawing the foul. The Knicks were setting up Sidney Green clearly on that play to work on Horace Grant.
He's 1 for 2 from the line. It was 8 for 8 from the foul line in that victory over the Pistons at the Garden last Thursday night.
Very important to a man like this, whose duty it is to sweep the boards and play some defense first before score, to give him a set play once in a while, make him feel special, and the Knicks just did.
Green cut it down to a 4-point Chicago lead. Walker breaking it up. Wilkins. Strong move by Eddie Wilkins, who has 8 points, and the Knicks climb within 2. Good pressure again.
What leadership provided by Strickland these last few minutes.
Vincent on the penetration. Grant did not expect the pass, and it will be Nick Ball. And the pressure defense doing the job now for the Knicks, who have come from 13 down. Strickland, yes, 3-point field goal. He's putting on a show here. Try to draw the foul. Knicks lead for the first time. Vincent So the Bulls take the 1-point lead, 60-59.
You said it, Marv. He is taking the breath away from the Chicago Bulls in every manner of play of this game.
Strickland is high man for the Knicks with 12. Green from Walker. That's a traveling violation. Substitution, Craig Hodges replacing Sam Vincent. Vincent leads with 10. He hit 5 for 5 from the field. And Strickland now replaced by Jackson. So Rod Strickland sits down. Magnificent first half for Strickland. 35 seconds left in the half. Hodges setting it against Jackson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan played by Walker. And Rick Pitino says hold for one.
And Walker did a good job making Jordan go to that jump shot.
Jordan is 7 for 13 for his 18 points. The three, Jackson try to get it inside. Walker gets it up. So at halftime, the Knicks trail by 1. They have come back from a 13-point deficit. The Bulls 60. And the Knicks 59. And coming up, talk with the Knicks conditioning and strength coach Greg McCready will be back here in Chicago in a moment.
All season long, NBA observers have marveled over the qualities of this year's New York Knicks. Quick, aggressive, strong, and healthy. The healthy aspect is amazing when you consider this was a typical scene just a few seasons ago. Knicks players sitting out practice and games because of injuries. Last season, the Knicks hired Greg McCready as the team's conditioning and strength coach. His mission was clear. Take the team that had led the NBA in injuries the previous season and get it ready to play Rick Pitino's demanding style of basketball.
My primary responsibility is getting our players in great shape. There's so many different facets to that job. Obviously, flexibility to help us minimize injuries and get our players quicker. The second thing is working with the running, and the third is developing strength.
As the Knicks under Rick Pitino learned to hold down opponents' scoring and offensive rebounds, so has Greg McCready's helped the team cut down on hamstring pulls and hyperextended elbows. To do so, McCready's visits each player in the offseason to determine an individualized fitness program.
Each individual has their own particular spot or scheme in a system. An example, Patrick Ewing, we want very big for his low post game and very strong and very quick. Where Trent Tucker would want very fast, very elusive, and increasing his three-point range. It varies from player to player, and that's the uniqueness of the Knickerbocker program. We address each player's position.
If injury avoidance is the first part of McCready's mandate, then helping a player by conditioning at his position is the second phase. Many Knicks feel the aerobics and weight training has improved their play, including Patrick Ewing.
Patrick was originally at a body weight of 268 pounds. Patrick now plays comfortably at 245 pounds. Pat will attest to this himself. His strength has increased enormously. We're talking about someone that has always been a strong player, but now has increased overall strength around 40%. And that's unbelievable his first year.
One would think that the Knicks get enough running in games and practices, but McCready's has each run or bicycle after every practice at the Knicks camp in Purchase. The rationale is that these exercises help them reach an aerobic fitness level that games cannot duplicate. Each player also does weightlifting, some more than others, but none more than Charles Oakley.
We'd like to keep Charles getting stronger. In fact, he is the strongest man in our organization, and that's a pleasant thing to have someone of that capability. But we'd like to bring up his lower body development so I guess it complements his upper body. His upper body is unbelievable. His lower body is good, but we can improve it there.
How much can he lift, as an example?
I'll give you an example. On a bench press, if we were working for a particular goal of strength, somewhere around 350 pounds.
Not bad, huh?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Greg, what's this machine doing for Gerald?
This is working on Gerald's ability to take that first step, John, to improve his speed, baseline to baseline. And Gerald is an explosive player, and Gerald wants every advantage to get into the lane as quickly as he possibly can.
Will he do this with both legs now?
Yes, he will. That's an important thing, that we balance out both legs so we have about the same strength in each leg. Keeps him better under control and that much more effective at his position.
Greg, you have accomplished the body beautifully here with Gerald Wilkins. Now, what have you done to work on a guy's body who seemed pretty good when it started, but you've added something, haven't you?
Dougie is an excellent athlete, and we give him all that credit. We really concentrated on Dougie's side deltoid and rear deltoid, filling it out so his shoulder moves more freely. This way he can elevate his shot quicker, and he can get his work done inside the lane a lot more effectively. Also, because Dougie is so well massed in the front deltoid, we wanted to balance out the shoulder. We developed the rear part of the shoulder aspect so the joint could travel freely, and worked on the upper back muscle. And I'll tell you what, this is what we've got. Best built guy in the NBA.
Coaches talk about games hinging on intangibles, and it's here that McCready's works. Making a team believe it is better conditioned than its opponent can provide concrete results, a contribution seldom acknowledged by fans or even players.
The great thing about my position is you understand that, hey, I'm in the background, and I appreciate the talent these kids have, and it's their time to shine, not mine. I just enjoy doing what I do.
Welcome back to Chicago Stadium, where the Bulls lead the Knicks by 1 at the half, 60-59 Chicago. Marv Albert along with John Andres. The Knicks coming back from a 13-point deficit, and I would think Rick Pitino would be happy with what took place, particularly in that second quarter, with the Knicks not shooting well, only 44% for the game, while the Bulls at 56%.
I think when a coach can go to his bench and get the kind of play that he did from the bench, he's delighted. Because Rick knows that his first team isn't going to play as ineffectively as they did for parts of the first half in the second half, and he just feels richer being able to go to 9-10 people instead of just being limited to 5.
We certainly had many good words to say about the rookie out of DePaul, Rod Strickland, looking at his stats. But when you consider, as we take a look at the official halftime statistics, that he accomplished what he did in 8 minutes. We're talking 5 for 7 from the field, including 1 3-point field goal, 3 assists, and he leads the Knicks in scoring with 12 points.
You talked about Oakley playing within himself, returning to Chicago. Well, Strickland's returning to Chicago, and he's not playing within himself.
I like that phrase.
He's playing way outside of himself. He's been wild in the first half. Just tremendous. What a performance.
Did you coin that, to play within yourself or oneself?
Years ago, when I used to listen to you do the games, Marv, I picked it up.
You picked it up?
Yes, over the years.
Very nice. I want Seth take a look at the first half highlights. And the Chicago Bulls were able to get off to the early lead off the fast break with Scottie Pippen, a major factor.
Yes, in his second start, last game was the first, he made a big contribution.
But the Knicks did come back, a host of steals off the trap, leading to some good things done by the guys in the blue uniforms.
See, that press made the big man, Corzine, dribble the ball, which is what the Knicks wanted. That was just fine with Eddie Lee Wilkins.
8 points for Wilkins, the second unit, getting the Knicks back into it. But Michael Jordan, after re-entering the game, took over. He had 18 points in the first half.
Oh, that was a spectacular play over Johnny Newman.
And Rod Strickland with a flurry in the second quarter.
Strickland did it all. Offensively, on this play, it was a defensive play. And look how he handled Michael Jordan, the NBA Defensive Player of the Year last year.
60-59 is the score at halftime. The Bulls lead by 1. We'll be back here in Chicago in a moment. For the Knicks with 12 points, all within 8 minutes. 8 apiece for Eddie Wilkins and Patrick Ewing. 6 for Charles Oakley and Gerald Wilkins. While the Chicago Bulls, led by Michael Jordan, 7 for 13 from the field and 4 out of 7 from the foul line. 10 apiece for Pippen and Vincent.
One of the interesting parts for the Knicks in the first half, they shot 44%, but in the second quarter, they were 13 for 20, 65%. So the bench really did it, and that's the reason why they came back so well.
Rebounding department even, 23 apiece. Green had the high number for the Knicks, 7 rebounds, and Horace Grant, the second-year man from Clemson, in double figures in the first half off the boards. 10 rebounds for Horace Grant.
The Knicks on the offensive boards excelled. 9 offensive rebounds to only 4 for the Bulls. The turnovers were costly, though. Knicks had 12. It cost them 16 points.
Here's a reminder, tickets for the second half of the Knicks home schedule will go on sale Tuesday, January 10th at the Garden box office. Tickets for the second half of the Knicks home schedule on sale beginning Tuesday, the 10th of January at the Garden and through Ticketmaster. And we're set for the second half. The Knicks at 18-8. Leading the Atlantic Division. They are 4 in front of the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers losing to the Lakers last night. Lakers have certainly had their problems as of late, in particular on the road. While the Bulls 13-12, and they have dropped their last 2. They were beaten by the Cavaliers here on Tuesday. Grant looking to put the move on Oakley. Ewing helping out. 4 on the shot clock. And Oakley tied up by Cartwright, so they will jump it up.
Cartwright not happy. He got poked by Oakley, who was lying on the floor with Cartwright on top of him. Oakley not afraid to hit the floor, clearly. Oakley's not happy about this position.
Bill Cartwright has not been able to get into it. He picked up 3 fouls in the first half. He has 2 field goals, 4 points. He's hit 2 out of 4.
Only played 8 minutes. No rebounds yet.
Jess Kersey says jump it again. Bad toss. Second of the 3-game road trip for the Knicks. They conclude tomorrow night in Charlotte. And the Bulls control the tip. Grant for Cartwright. And Oakley got a piece of it.
Information I gave before, Marv, off an erroneous piece of paper.
An erroneous piece of paper?
Information, rather. The information said, really, the correct version of the turnovers is the Bulls had 12. And the Knicks scored 16 points off those turnovers.
And Ewing rejects into the seats.
First one of the game. Good help by Patrick Ewing. Well timed.
An erroneous piece of paper, huh?
Some erroneous information.
Pippen with the snap. Bulls 62, the Knicks 59. We are just underway in the third quarter.
6 out of 10 from the field for Scott Pippen.
Oakley posting around Grant, and Jordan lost it off his foot. So the Knicks maintain possession. Minute and a half gone by here in the third.
Oakley's trying some quick moves upon receiving the ball down low. We haven't seen him do that this year.
Ewing over Cartwright. Yes. Patrick Ewing has 10 points, and the Knicks within 1. 62-61. Cartwright. He's off. Bulls have led most of the way, leading by as many as 13. 3-point attempt. Yes, wide open. 3-pointer for Johnny Newman. And the Knicks have their biggest lead of the night. They lead by 2, 64-62.
Newman is so comfortable out far.
Knicks are 4 for 8 from 3-point range. Jordan somehow finding room on the baseline. But Wilkins on the transition gets it right back. Looked like Jordan hurt one of his fingers, holding the right hand, looking over at the Chicago bench.
Interesting play, too. Cartwright was wide open on that play.
And the foul on Ewing, it is called a block.
I think the greatest sin an offensive team can commit is when a big man who you want a lot out of is wide open and you don't get him the ball. Cartwright just kind of turned around and rumbled up court. Meanwhile, the Knicks exploded on the Bulls. Got 2 points back immediately.
Ewing committing his first foul. Cartwright 0 for 1 from the line. Apparently Jordan jammed a finger, but he says it's okay. Playing with a sore knee.
Well, he might have hurt his finger, but he could have hurt his nose on this play. No, not quite that high. That's a familiar position for Michael Jordan.
Well, here's Cartwright, usually solid free throw shooter, 0 for 3 from the line tonight. And the Knicks with a 2-point lead, 66-64. Newman lost it. Bulls with Vincent, Jordan in the backcourt. Pippen with Grant and Cartwright up front. Well, Houston's 6-game win streak stopped by the Bullets. An unlikely final score. Good defense being played here by the Knicks. Cartwright, strong move. Had to work hard for that one.
Beautiful move by Cartwright to the left hand.
And tied at 66. Ewing off the spin and nearly ripped the rim down.
That's not a bad response to Bill Cartwright's fine move. Wow.
And Cartwright and Ewing are banging each other pretty good. The double team help from Oakley. And a foul. Let's see.
Bill Cartwright's not happy.
It's on Cartwright. Bob Delaney with the call. That's 4 on Cartwright. And Dave Corzine will come on for Cartwright. And a shaky night thus far for Cartwright. 3 field goals, 3 out of 7. 0 for 3 from the foul line.
Patino breathes a sigh of relief.
Here's Newman. And he will go to the line.
One of Cartwright's greatest assets is his ability to get his opponent in foul trouble. Now with him going to the bench for most likely the remaining part of the third quarter, that gives Patrick Ewing a lot of time to be free.
Jordan called on the foul of Newman. For Jordan, his second. Newman to the line. He's 1 for 2 from the line. Has 8 points. Johnny Newman had a career-high 35 points against the Bulls in that earlier meeting. That was opening night at Madison Square Garden. He had 12 for 15 from the field for the 35.
9 of 10 from the line.
It was back on November the 8th. And at the time, there were many question marks about the New York Knicks. Now they have a 4-point lead on the Bulls. Jordan drew the foul, hits the bucket.
When they describe a player as strong, this is one of the qualities where you get that description applied to you. Under a lot of pressure, he doesn't lose sight of the basket, and he puts the ball in. He's hit, he's falling down, but he's strong enough to continue on his mission.
And hits the free throw for a 3-point play. 23 for Jordan. The Knicks lead by 1, 70-69. Newman around Pippen. Jordan with the tongue out as he checked the floor, and Corzine fires. Nick Ball. Oakley thought he was fouled. Knicks have the first unit on the floor. Jackson, Wilkins in the backcourt. Oakley, Newman, Ewing up front.
Knicks are trying to get the ball into Ewing.
Pippen helping out. Foul called. Well, one official called a foul. The other said a travel on Ewing. The outside official, and he is the rookie official, Ted Bernhardt, said a travel. Bob Delaney down low said no, a foul. And it will be a foul on Vincent.
Foul precedes, in this case, Ewing stepping, skipping, and then falling back. First time I've seen an official call a travel on that move of Patrick Ewing.
So Ewing will shoot a pair. He's 2 for 2 from the foul line.
Mark Jackson, Michael Jordan, Charles Oakley having a meeting at half court.
Just changed the foul. I was wondering how they called on Vincent, particularly as I look at the replay. They indicated Vincent, but it was not Vincent. It is Pippen who was doubling up, and he was called for the foul.
It's a great conversation going on there with Jordan Oakley and Mark Jackson at half court. If it pertains to basketball, Mark.
4.5 gone by in the third.
Well, the Knicks are on a charter after the game, so it can't relate to post-game.
That is true.
Get together.
Knicks by 3, 72-69. Pippen. And he'll go to the line.
Pippen is showing his talents tonight, and he has not done that enough as far as the Bulls are concerned. He's had injuries since he's been here and has been slow in defining whether he's a guard at the number 2 position, a shooting guard, or is he a small forward. And that's been the problem, finding out where he is best suited.
He's made it back from back surgery that took place over the summer. Here's Sidney Green for Charles Oakley, who committed that last foul. Oakley has 3. And Scottie Pippen, in his second year out of Central Arkansas, can do a lot of things. He runs, leaps, defends. Superb all-around athlete.
Seems to be fitting in now as a small forward.
The Knicks 72, the Bulls 70. 5 minutes gone by in the third. Green is up front now with Ewing and Newman. Green being played by Grant. Ewing wants it. And he's called for a travel. Over anxious to make the move on Corzine.
Another example of Patrick Ewing being less effective on the lower right-hand side of the basket. On the left side, he's much more comfortable rolling to the middle.
And Corzine did a good job in forcing him further away from the bucket. We'll be right back. But 3 games back, their most impressive victory of the season against Pat Riley and his L.A. Lakers. That was here in Chicago. Michael Jordan with 42 points as the Bulls knocked off the Lakers 116-103. First time the Lakers had lost 4 in a row since back in March of 1979.
Part of that 42 for Jordan, he had 18 from the line, 18 out of 22. And how about Bill Cartwright in that game? Big numbers, 20 points, 17 rebounds.
Knicks with a 2-point lead. Bulls in possession. 8 on the shot clock. 6.5 left in the third. And it will be Nick Ball.
Gerald Wilkins gambling to come over and help out caused that turnover. Wilkins had jumped into the lane, forced that pass to Corzine, which was uncatchable.
Pippen off the steal. Chased by Wilkins. Look at the extension by Scottie Pippen.
Oh, man. That's a Jordan rub-off effect.
Game is tied at 72. Wilkins played by Jordan. And Jordan with the steal. Jordan off the crossover for Vincent. Wilkins from 3. Air ball. What a play by Jackson. terrific play as he saw he could not do anything with it, so he deflected it to Newman. Knicks by 2, 74-72. Jordan was forced by Ewing to make that pass. Corzine gives it back. Jordan. And we're tied at 74. Three-point attempt. Yes, Newman has hit his second consecutive three-point field goal. And the Knicks lead by 3, 77-74. Newman has 15. Corzine. Chicago ball.
Sidney Green and Johnny Newman could have been a choice. Who wants it? And they both affected each other negatively.
Greg Hodges back, replacing Sam Vincent. Vincent with 10. Grant able to save it from the backcourt violation. Pippen angling in. So the Bulls get the new 24.
Pippen's doing so many of the little things. Kept that ball alive.
There's Jordan. Fouled by Ewing. That's the second for Ewing.
His second team scored.
Well,
Michael Jordan.
I'm sure Patrick Ewing sized this up pretty well. The pick helped him get by, and then Ewing came over to stop that slam attempt by Michael Jordan. Ewing way up, and he hung right with him.
Jordan only 5 for 8 from the foul line. Bulls not shooting well at the line. They are now 9 for 16. The Knicks did not shoot well at the free throw line in Atlanta Tuesday, but not the case tonight. Just under 80%, 14 for 18. Jack Haley, the rookie from UCLA, has returned. So Haley up front with Corzine and Pippen, Jordan and Hodges in the backcourt. 4.5 left, third quarter. And the Knicks by 1, 77-76, 27 for Michael Jordan. Sidney Green providing a three-point Knick lead, 79-76. Jordan now guarded by Tucker, who just checked in, and a blocking foul on Trent Tucker.
Many times the Bulls will come down and let Jordan operate himself. His skills are so great that he can beat anyone one-on-one, and that's why defensively the Knicks are always going to attend to helping Trent Tucker or Gerald Wilkins or whoever is isolated with Jordan. Come over and try and take some of that space away that he seeks.
Knicks are now over foul limit. Tucker with 3. Oakley is sitting down with 3 for the Bulls. Cartwright in foul difficulty right throughout. He has 4, and he is on the bench. The Knicks by 1, 79-78. Kenny Walker, Sidney Green, and Patrick Ewing now comprise that Knicks front line. Trent Tucker, Mark Jackson in the backcourt. Jackson has been quiet offensively. Jackson from 3. Yes,
You were saying?
but Mark Jackson has come on strong in several occasions down the stretch, as we saw against Detroit last week at the Garden and Tuesday night in Atlanta. Three-point attempt for Jordan.
Three-point shots are playing a big role once again for the Knicks.
Yes, they're 6 for 11 from downtown. Jackson, as Jordan shakes his head and says no. There's Ewing. And Pippen on the rebound.
Ewing does not get into the basket on the right side of the hoop. He tends to take those fall-away shots.
Pippen hits, and the foul. Kenny Walker called for the personal, and Pippen will go to the line.
Pippen with a nice crossover dribble. And he's tall at 6'7" to go up and take that running one-hander, and having lost the defense. Defense was prepared after he crossed over to have him penetrate. So the defense bends down low to avoid that, and all of a sudden Pippen comes back to that one-hander. Beautiful shot.
18 points to Scottie Pippen. The Knicks by 1, 82-81. Rod Strickland has returned. He has replaced Mark Jackson. Jackson leads with 7. For those of you who may have just joined us, Strickland with a red-hot first half. Porzingis on the rebound and guns it down for Pippen. He blew the layup. Wes Kersey looking for help on the call, saying Knick ball. But Collins complains. Collins claiming one official called a Chicago ball, and the other said Knick ball.
Well, the key thing is Pippen. Now watch, he'll miss the shot as he tries to get it off fast, and he'll knock it out here, and then he doesn't argue. See, he admits he made the mistake, and the official felt safe going that way.
Timeout called. We'll be right back. An illustration of dominant players in the NBA. You take a look at the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan leading the NBA in scoring, 35.4. The next man on the squad in the scoring department, Bill Cartwright at 13.9. And you have the same kind of imbalance on Philadelphia with Barkley well in front of that area. And Hakeem, 24.5 a game, followed by Otis Thorpe all the way down to 15.5. And you can say some positives and negatives about that type of setup. Of course, some of Michael Jordan's teammates not too happy with the way the ball is distributed. It will be Chicago ball as Ewing is called for the foul for Ewing, his third.
A very interesting problem because the world adores Michael Jordan. He sells out every arena he plays in. He's a nice guy. His teammates have to like him. And yet when one man dominates the ball, it doesn't seem to be the way to winning basketball. So the Bulls have to hope that the chemistry evolves with the development of their younger players, and they can somehow, some way mesh their talents, though limited by comparison, to Jordan's.
Porzingis to the line off that loose ball foul, and the Bulls continue to have troubles at the free throw line. Can a team win an NBA championship with a player averaging 35 points a game?
No.
I think it's difficult. I think that imbalance creates some problems in other areas, although there's no question about the greatness and how wonderful it is to watch a guy like Jordan game after game. Green putting on some moves and then hitting. Moves that folks here in Chicago did not see when Sidney was a member of the Bulls. The Knicks by 2, 84-82 with 2:05 left in the third.
Seems that the 82-game schedule, then possibly another 25 in the playoffs, just will, at some point, that 35-a-game score will be held in check, and other players will not be ready to step up.
Haley. That Haley, whose offense was suspect at UCLA and showing no evidence of a change here in Chicago, but has done some good work off the boards. Tucker able to get to it. Minute and a half left. Third quarter. Strickland from 3. And they'll jump it up. And two guys who can leap will go at each other. Walker and Pippen.
Way up in the air, both teams. Pippen playing big tonight. He's involved in a lot of rebounding situations.
Michael Jordan, who went out for a brief rest, getting set to make his return. Knicks were down by as many as 13 in the first half. The second unit got them back into it. Green hustling but stepped out. And the Bulls will take possession.
Good hustle by Sidney Green.
Jordan returns. Haley will throw it in. And the Knicks put pressure on the inbound. Jackson, Porzingis. There's Haley. Loose ball foul on the Bulls. It's called on Haley, his second.
Bill Collins, the excitable coach, looking over to Haley and giving him the calm down approach.
Johnny Newman able to check in for Kenny Walker as the Knicks take over.
Well, Collins often gets that from his assistants, the experienced John Bach and Tex Winter and Phil Jackson. Funny to see Doug giving that out at edict.
Minute remaining in the third quarter. This Tucker, and rebounded by Jordan. Knicks with a 2-point lead. Corzine off the overplay for Paxson. So John Paxson with a second field goal has tied the game at 84 with 30 seconds left in the third.
Bulls getting very reliable perimeter shooting tonight from the likes of Paxson.
Jordan guarding Newman. Newman fired way off.
Chicago ball.
It will be a Chicago ball with 17 seconds remaining third quarter.
Interesting how Rick Pitino did not say anything to Newman after that poor shot selection. That's a wise move. Player knows when he's taking a bad shot.
And Johnny Newman has had a strong third quarter, 10 of his 15 in the third. Clock working down to 5. Here comes Jordan. Lost it on the penetration, and time runs out. And Jordan took a shot in the nose. So Michael Jordan came in with a tender knee, jammed a finger early, and just took a pretty good pop. After 3, the Knicks and the Bulls tied at 84.
Every weeknight, more and more people are finding Channel 9 News is the place to be. Catch the Channel 9 News with Rollin Smith and Jennifer Valapi right after the game tonight.
And the game is headed to the fourth quarter. The Knicks and the Bulls tied at 84. Capacity crowd on hand. They're calling it 18,676. That includes the standing room for the 48th consecutive sellout here in Chicago. The Knicks down by as many as 13 in the first half. Coming from behind, the second unit has done the job here tonight for the Knicks. Chicago Bulls have shot well, 52% over the 3 quarters. The Knicks only 44%, but the Knicks have done it at the foul line. The Bulls lead the NBA in shooting percentage, coming in 50%.
Well, you look at that quarter-by-quarter scoring. Each team winning one quarter by a point, and the other quarter was tied.
Ewing thought he was fouled. Jordan picked up by Newman. Now Oakley over to help out. Corzine. Well, Wilkins gambled, went for the steal, and Corzine has given the Bulls an 86-84 lead.
Knicks have not been able to establish Patrick Ewing as the monster they hoped.
And Ewing now ties it with points 15 and 16. Opening minute, fourth quarter. Ewing, though, looking good in terms of movement. Obviously, the knee injury suffered against Atlanta has not bothered him. Jordan stepped out. It will be Nick Ball.
Cartwright limited in the third quarter because of the 4 fouls. Surely will be back soon.
The Knicks are back to the starting team of Oakley and Newman and Ewing up front. Wilkins and Jackson in the backcourt. Jackson posting Paxson. And he was hacked. So Paxson commits his second. And Jackson will go to the line.
Once again, Jackson showing he can be a postman. And he does it on occasion when matched against someone about his size or smaller. It's amazing how he holds that position. Doesn't get moved out. Knicks handle this situation well, too. They don't overdose the offense by doing this with Jackson. They just do it occasionally.
Jackson on the line for the first time tonight. You look at Mark Jackson's statistics, and an odd one that he can't explain. He has averaged better than 14 assists per game against the Bulls. Going back to last year and the first game of the season at Madison Square Garden, he has had some very productive games. So thus far tonight, he has been quiet, only 7 points. Knicks and Bulls tied at 86, minute and a half gone by, fourth quarter. Jordan Bulls able to get back as Jordan stops Jackson.
On several occasions, the Knicks have contained Jordan and made him go to the jump shot. That's a victory for the defense.
Ewing looking for position on Corzine, who's played him well. And they collapse on Ewing. Ewing off the tip. Terrific second effort by Patrick Ewing, and the Knicks lead by 2.
Corzine cannot stay with Patrick Ewing on the second effort.
Hodges off the mark. Rebound. Ewing stolen by Grant. Newman with a block of Grant.
With Pitino getting some instructions to Mark Jackson. It's kind of a moving timeout there, you know.
Oakley set the pick. Jackson getting in off. Gorgeous move by Jackson, and Doug Collins wants to talk it over. The Knicks 90, the Bulls 86, 9.5 left in the fourth quarter.
We got some people celebrating birthdays.
Want to win a trip? Pay close attention. Guess which Knick will score the first three-point field goal of each Knicks cablecast on the MSG network. You could win one of 5 Amtrak trips for 2 to Washington to see the Knicks play the Bullets on April 9th. To enter this contest, put your guess and your name, address, and phone number on a postcard and mail it to the address shown right here. Contestants will be selected at random starting January 3rd. So get those answers in.
Also, number 33.
9.5 remaining, fourth quarter. The Knicks by 4, 90-86. Dallas leading Boston in the fourth. Celtics could be headed to a third straight loss. Here's Grant. Jackson on the rebound.
41 out of an offense, a 10-foot jump shot.
Here's Jackson. Pippen leads the break. Hodges fires. 90-88. The Knicks lead is 2.
Now there's a reliable jump shooter, Greg Hodges.
10 points for Hodges. He's converted 2 from three-point range. Hodges guarding Wilkins, who used the pick from Ewing. And the foul called on the Knicks.
Interesting, on the defensive board, it's Michael Jordan once again, proving his effectiveness as a rebounder.
And the foul on Oakley.
Fouls on 33.
Now they change it. It is Ewing. So that is 3 on Ewing. Oakley also has 3.
You just can't apply the description of Jordan being a guard. He's everything.
Oakley has been very quiet in his homecoming. He's taken only 6 shots. He's hit 2. Jordan has tied the game at 90. Michael Jordan. 31 points, rather, 11 for 19 from the field for Jordan. He comes off the 43-point game against Cleveland in a losing effort here on Tuesday night. Ewing played now by Cartwright. Rebound, batted away from Ewing, and a loose ball foul on Ewing.
It's interesting how Ewing throughout the game has set up on the right side of the basket down low, which is his least effective side.
A technical foul has been called on Knicks coach Rick Pitino. The rookie official Ted Bernhardt calling the tee. And Craig Hodges will shoot the technical. And another technical foul called on Pitino, and he's been tossed out. He was very upset because he felt the first technical was not warranted. He had not said much. And he and Bernhardt staring at each other. And Bernhardt then called the second tee, would not take it, and Rick is very upset. As And some last-minute instructions for assistant coaches Stu Jackson and Jim O'Brien, who now will run the club as Craig Hodges shoots the technicals. So Rick Pitino heads to the Knicks locker room in the dungeon area here at Chicago Stadium.
Yes, luxury does not await him.
Somehow, I have a feeling he will get to a television set. So the Bulls take a 2-point lead off the technical foul shots by Hodges, and the Knicks call for timeout.
And there's a great family, The Cosby Show, weeknights at 7, and it's the start of a beautiful relationship with Kate and Allie. Weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 9. And the relationship of Rick Pitino and the officials just culminated in Rick being thrown out. Marv, as we were just chatting, it seems that was a very fast ejection. And considering the heat of this game and the intensity, seems like the officials might have overreacted.
Well, he was tossed by the rookie official, Ted Bernhardt. So the Knicks being coached by assistant Stu Jackson, Jim O'Brien. Oakley off the rebound. 7.5 left in this fourth quarter. The Knicks are down by 2, 92-90. Newman. And here comes Hodges. Behind the back for Pippen, and that's a travel. Traveling violation.
I wonder how Jordan feels. He was on the right side of Hodges. We'll take a look now. Hodges got a little fancy. Tough for Pippen to handle that.
Got it in a bad position, and it led to the travel.
Very low percentage pass.
Kenny Wilkins come on for Patrick Ewing. Ewing sitting down after picking up his 5th foul. Well, a correction was made as Michael Jordan is able to hit, and the Bulls lead by 4, 94-90. We have Ewing for 4, and it is 5 fouls on Ewing.
When you are on the visitors' court, as the Knicks are, at this point in the game, the Bulls with 4 points, a lot of time left. They seem to be gathering momentum, and they have the scoring machine, who's a great competitor, loose now. Michael Jordan's raring to go, and he wants this one as much as anybody does. The Knicks have to answer now with an effort on their own.
Jordan, high man, with 33. Here is Wilkins. Yes, 94-92. The Bulls lead it by 2. 6:20 left in the game. Jess Kersey says stay right here, and the foul against the Knicks as they attempted the double team. Jordan Oakley is called. That's number 4 on Oakley, and the Knicks with their 4th, let's see, 3rd team foul.
Knicks were very slow identifying who had Jordan.
Pippen called for the climbing foul. It is a loose ball on Scottie Pippen. So that is 4 on Pippen. 3rd team foul committed by Chicago. The voice you hear from the Knicks bench is that of Stu Jackson calling it out. Wilkins, rebounded by Wilkins, and he pops and hits. The game is tied 94, so Gerald Wilkins coming on, and Rick Pitino watching from the stairwell. That is the entranceway to the Knicks locker room. Pippen, rebounded by Oakley.
He gave Grant the big stare, like, what are you kidding?
5.5 left in the game, and Jackson lost the dribble. You'll rarely see that.
Well, the law of averages says when you go between your legs as much as he does, that may happen.
Jordan, he was fouled. Foul committed by Eddie Wilkins. We're told there is no television in the visiting locker room. Actually, when you think about the conditions here at Chicago Stadium, although it's a great place to see a game, be it basketball or hockey, because of the acoustics, the way the crowd reacts, I think teams are fortunate there's a shower available in the locker room. So there's no television. And Rick taking a peek from the stairwell. Hodges. That was a three-point attempt. Eddie Wilkins with an impressive rebound.
Bulls are cold the last several times. They've missed 3 out of their last 4.
Game tied at 94. Oakley off a double team. And they'll jump it up. It will be Cartwright and Wilkins.
Will Ewing return is the question.
Wilkins has played well once again, but yes, I have a feeling he'll be back shortly. Timeout called by Doug Collins of the Bulls with 4:48 left in the fourth. Cast is brought to you in part by Wang Laboratories. Wang makes it work. Marv Albert with John Andres from Chicago Stadium. Another sellout crowd, better than 18,000 on hand. A look at the foul situation. Ewing with the 5, 4 apiece on Oakley, Cartwright, and Pippen. We're down to 4:48 left in this fourth quarter. Cartwright and Wilkins on the jump. Bulls control. Game tied at 94 at 1 point. Bulls led by as many as 13 in the first half.
Knicks have put Newman on Jordan.
And last touch by Newman. Michael Jordan with 12 for 22. 33 points. He's the high man. Pippen with 18. The Knicks led by Ewing, who has 18. 15 for Newman. 12 apiece for Wilkins and Strickland. Tough angle shot. And here's Newman feeding off to Jackson. Hodges is back. Wilkins rejected. And last touch by the Bulls. Despite the exploits of Rod Strickland in the first half, he has not been able to get the playing time. He had 12 points in 8 minutes, played briefly here in the second half. Ewing getting set to return. Oh, what a move. Mark Jackson has come on strong in the fourth quarter. Pippen. And the foul. It is called a block by Wilkins. And here is Ewing for Wilkins, who has committed his third. The game is tied off this bucket by Scottie Pippen.
Great spring Pippen brings to that move. And I think Eddie Lee found himself in a position where he's trying to draw an offensive foul.
So Pippen with 21. And the Bulls lead by 1. .345 left in the game. Jackson attempted a three-pointer. Rebounded by Jordan.
How does Cartwright get the ball? See, he's out here not making himself a target. Now he is.
And Cartwright and Ewing in a bit of a wrestling match. Greg Hodges providing the Bulls with a 3-point lead.
Key hoop for them. If it wasn't Jordan or the big man, somebody else had to do it.
Ewing and Cartwright continuing to go at each other. Ewing has to be careful, though, as he hits. He has 5 fouls. The Knicks down by 1, 99-98.
One of the few times Ewing's worked down low on the left side where he's so effective.
Grant wide open. Rebound Ewing. And Ewing rising, playing a bit more spirited with the battle with Cartwright. They continue to bang at each other. Here's Ewing again. Fans want the travel, don't get it. Cartwright on the rebound. 2:35 remaining fourth quarter. Bulls with the ball and a 1-point lead. Grant foul, basket will count.
Unbelievable shot.
Foul committed by Wilkins.
There's no science here. Grant got there ahead of the Knicks defensively to get the ball. Then he makes an unbelievable shot.
Horace Grant in his second season out of Clemson. Looking for his 9th point. Bulls with a 4-point lead. 102-98. 2:20 remaining fourth quarter. Wilkins from 3.
How can you say that's what you want to do offensively at a time like this? And you get 3 points out of it.
And Wilkins and Jackson continue to be clutch performers down the stretch. The Knicks doing it with a 3-point shot once again tonight. Jordan. Rebound Oakley.
Great ball movement by the Bulls getting that shot, though.
The Knicks are 7 for 15 from 3-point range. Minute 40 remaining in the game. Bulls by 1. Newman from 3. And the Knicks get a break.
Boy, when those threes go up, the rebounders have to know that they're going to be long rebounds, which means it can be a fast break against you.
20-second timeout called by the Knicks. The Knicks being handled by assistant coaches Jim O'Brien and Stu Jackson. Rick Pitino hit with 2 technical fouls ejected earlier in this fourth quarter. The Bulls with a 102-101 lead.
Asked too much for Pippen to handle as the Bulls tried to get that break going quickly. A good break for the Knicks. Gerald Wilkins moments ago, and a long cross-court pass came into his hands. He felt it and let it go, and what a dramatic 3-point shot. He and Mark Jackson, who also got a field goal moments ago on that drive. Jackson also rising in closing moments once again.
So the Knicks have done it from 3-point range. They were 6 for 12 the other night against Atlanta. They had hit a slump in that department. Jackson through the foul. Mark Jackson able to penetrate, and he will go to the line and can put the Knicks on top. Mark Jackson 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Calling Atlanta the other night in this situation, though, he was cool.
He's a 77% free throw shooter. And the game is tied at 102. The timeout situation, the Knicks and the Bulls each with 2 remaining.
Jackson, who excels once again in closing moments, loves pressure.
And he's given the Knicks a 1-point lead, 103-102. Good pressure on the inbounds. Here comes Jordan. Bulls by 1, 104-103.
Ewing had to let it happen. He's got 5 fouls.
A minute 5 left, fourth quarter. Ewing. Moving on Cartwright. Yes, and it counts. And Ewing will go to the line as Cartwright commits his 5th.
I mean, is he different on the left side of the basket or what? He doesn't go across the middle. He has this jump shot, and he's very comfortable shooting it, as you can see.
The Knicks by 1, 105-104. Ewing has 22 points. 59 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. Ewing 4 for 4 from the line. 3-point play for Ewing. And the Knicks take a 106-104 104 lead. Bulls taking a full timeout, so we'll take a break. We'll be back here at Chicago Stadium right after these words. Knicks lead the Bulls 106-104. We're down to 59 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Patrick Ewing with a big bucket right here.
Well, the Knicks knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to go to Patrick Ewing, and they did. They cleared out and let him operate on Bill Cartwright. Cartwright not happy. But seems to be directing at the official, but that was a fine move, and there's not much he could do about that good move. And there's Rick Pitino, who was ejected minutes ago, sneaking a peek.
Rick Pitino getting the thumb for the first time this season. 2 ejections last year. The Knicks by 2, and Pippen working on Newman. Wilkins with a good job on Jordan. Now Jordan off the drive. Well, a good job by Wilkins up high, but he could not stay with him. And the game is tied at 106. 40 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter. Ewing setting the pick. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson getting it to Ewing. How to force it. Look out. It will be Chicago ball. With 22 seconds remaining. Oakley shaken up, but he's all right. Mark Jackson lost control. It slowed down the sequence. And Ewing had to force it and nearly hit from deep.
Oakley should get a medal just for that effort he put forth trying to retrieve that ball. What an ending. How about Jordan answering in closing moments with spectacular baskets that he makes look routine? How about Jackson recovering here in a situation where he looked he was going to cough it up? And Ewing with a tricky move, as you said, almost made it. Somehow Oakley just goes 100% for this basketball. Gives it his best as usual.
Knicks not certain how many timeouts left. Just checked with the scorer's table. They do have 2 remaining. And you can see the line of communication. Dennis D'Agostino from the Knicks publicity department, and trainers Mike Saunders and Tim Walsh relaying messages back and forth between Stu Jackson and Jim O'Brien and Rick Pitino. As we resume, we're down to 15 seconds left, fourth quarter. Game tied at 106.
Newman's on Jordan.
10 seconds. Here's Jordan. Rejected by Ewing. Grant can't hit. Here's Pippen. At the buzzer. And the Bulls have won it. 108-106. Spectacular win for the Bulls, and for the Knicks, one that hurts, because Patrick Ewing was able to reject Michael Jordan, but the ball kept going back to the Bulls, and it was Pippen with the perfect touch to cap off an outstanding night. The Bulls by 2. We'll be back to recap it in a moment. 4 straight losses on the road and 2 in a row in the difficult department. Tough loss to the Hawks Tuesday night in Atlanta. And here's how it ended just a moment ago here in Chicago.
Knicks handled Michael Jordan very well. And Patrick Ewing with a spectacular block at this moment. Scottie Pippen, in his second start this season tonight, played a tremendous game, and he capped it off with the game winner.
A look at the high point men. Patrick Ewing, who came on strong, finished with 23, 15 apiece for Johnny Newman and Gerald Wilkins. Mark Jackson at 13, plus 13 assists. Michael Jordan, 14 for 27 for his 37. Season high for Scottie Pippen, including the game winner.
3 of the 4 quarters played tonight were decided by 1 point. The other quarter was a tie. This game was close as you can get it.
And it ended in this manner as the Bulls stopped the 2-game losing streak. They're now 14-12. And the Knicks now 18 up and 9 down as they head to Charlotte to conclude the road trip. We'll be right back. Back in Chicago before a sellout crowd, 18,676 on hand. And led by Michael Jordan, who was game high with 37, Scottie Pippen with 23. The Bulls beat the Knicks 108-106. Our next Knick WWOR TV telecast tomorrow night starting 7:30. The Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets from Charlotte. Marv Albert, John Andres saying so long from Chicago.